with sound from the start. Does he even remember? No. Actually, I noticed there was a lock on it.
This needs a key.
That would explain what that other padlock key is.
It's a padlock key.
Well, I would go back and do those lessons. Because
I see they put Rusty's zip line back in place. How convenient. Yeah, I need a zip line trolley to place on that rope. Too bad this zip line trolley is broke. Well, that was stupid. There's a mean-looking pooch behind this gate. There's a mean-looking pooch behind this gate. The half-life of Weenie World burgers is at least 20 years.
My God. You know what that is? It's the cup of the carpenter. It's from the Holy Land Toys collection by Robco. Batteries not included, a $10 value.
Mm-hmm. The great mannequins of this the words, they are so hard.
Again? Really?
I don't like this any better than you do.
Oh, it's all about you, isn't it? What about my feelings? You think this is easy for me?
You okay, right? You think it's okay? Okay. Think again. Okay. There's a smoke and the alligator things. Apparently I missed.
What's this? Oh, it's a small wheel.
Hey, it worked!
Zipline trolley's repaired. Now we need to find the perfect place to zipline.
Cover some of them books for future being best. Let's swing into adventure. Okay, it's alright. Let's get some stars.
This must be the freeze.
No way! A freeze gun? This is definitely your coolest case ever.
No pun intended.
With freeze guns, the puns are always intended. Are you familiar with the work of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Please, have mercy. Thank you, Deus Machina.
Probably not let the dog escape. We're back on the case. Out on the trail. I should check my email.
You got it, didn't you? The Nitro Stalker freeze gun. So cool. My internet group is gonna be so jealous.
Fine. I'll tell you what. You say one word about this to anybody, and I'll deflate the tires of your wheelchair. I'm in enough trouble with the cops.
Fine, okay, I won't say anything. Threatened by Tex Murphy. This is so cool.
Merry Christmas.
We may only get one chance, Carlos, so I wanted to go over the plan one more time. If Margaret shows up at the Ritz, call me immediately. If I'm delayed, detain her. We have to assume she won't give up the egg voluntarily, but I want to talk to her first. You know why I've given you the cryo chamber. But that has to be the very last resort. And if anything happens to me, I'll need you to contact a friend of mine. Keep it safe until I retrieve it.
Well, it sounds like Mason and Margaret had a major disagreement. I need to locate both of them and get to the bottom of this. I decide to head back to my office to sort things out.
Hey, cowboy. Any memories coming back yet?
Not so far, but something tells me I might be missing out on some really good ones.
That's solid detective work.
So... were we dating?
Dating? Oh, that's so cute. I guess you can call it that. But we were also working together in a more professional capacity.
Well, now my detective skills are picking up a little sarcasm.
Seriously, cowboy, you're good. I've learned a lot working with you the past couple weeks.
Let me get this straight. You and I were working on a case together? Do you mind telling me about that?
Not at all. You wanted a list of tenants here at the Ritz as far back as I could go.
Why would I do that?
It was your dreams. They were vivid before, but they were getting out of control. It's almost like they were changing you into someone else. You talked about seeing things from the past, but you wouldn't give me details. You were incredibly stressed. It was like you actually believed this apartment was haunted. You even started looking into psychometry.
Psycho what?
Psychometry. It's the belief that an object can contain a person's energy or memories.
So, Not only am I an amnesiac, but I'm a paranormal idiot. Great.
Sounds crazy, I know. But then we found out about Donnelly.
Who?
J.T. Donnelly. It was the most bizarre thing. I'd heard you mention the name in your sleep. But then, his name turned up when I checked out the previous tenants.
So who is this guy?
He's a private investigator, a real old school brute. He worked for some powerful, influential people, but then he disappeared around 1943. His last known address was here.
San Francisco.
No, here, at the Ritz in this exact apartment.
Okay, that's a little bizarre.
It gets bizarrier. You called me one night, raving like a lunatic, saying the walls were talking. I rushed over and found holes smashed in the wall, and you curled up on the floor in a ball.
Well, I'm glad to hear I haven't changed that much.
You wouldn't tell me what had happened, but after that, you wouldn't sleep here. That's when you got your new place and started to sleep there.
Hold on. I have another place?
Yes, you do. And it's even nicer than here.
This is all crazy. I think I'm gonna sleep here tonight just to see whether it affects me in the same way.
Do you want some company?
Listen, Taylor, I'm beginning to see what the other me saw in you. But in my head, it's still 2043. I've got to tell you, there was somebody else.
Chelsea, I know. I know how much she meant to you, Tex. Losing her was traumatic as hell for you. But she's gone. And there's nothing you can say or do or don't do that's gonna bring her back. Do you feel that?
I sure do.
I'm alive. And that's my heart. It's yours if you want it. And it comes with all the other bits.
Uh-oh. Staying true to Chelsea? Untrustworthy? Go with Taylor? I don't know what to do. About this personality and strange birds. They're falling again. Oh, the Pokemon got away. It was only trying to distract me from difficult life choices.
Well, I think it's time for the big sleepover. I'll make popcorn.
And I'll pitch the tent.
Uh-oh.
6 hours later, the rain was finally letting up. Somebody once said, you can't change the past, only the course you're on. And that's what I intend to do. It's time for me to take my ship in a new direction. Being with Taylor last night felt comfortable. She accepted me as I am. Maybe I ought to accept myself in the same way. Still, I know I'm in the middle of something sinister, and I've got to deal with it. I've got to find a way to get my recent memory back. Then I can go forward and start a new day. As Taylor was leaving, she slips me a key to a place called the Resort, and said it might provide some insights about myself over the last few years. She wasn't kidding. Well, that is an intimidating knife. When I think of women in my past who were black book quality, Regan Madsen from my Pandora case always comes to mind. Well, I suppose you've already sat in my chair and have eaten my porridge, too.
Took too long. I thought I was gonna have to start in by myself. I hope you don't mind I made myself comfortable. And I'm very comfortable.
She does not look comfortable.
Yeah. You look it.
How long does it take you to smoke that cigarette?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
She was vicious, mean, nasty, and rotten to the core. And I still think fondly of her almost every day.
I'd like to set this down first. Another way.
Maybe I should go get checked out at a medical clinic for reasons other than my head injury. Some lady gave me a phone number? I'm not used to that.
Nap and Roman numerals. I don't like that.
These watches are worth a small fortune. Nitro case shattered? By Tex Murphy? When did I become an attention seeker? I'm hoping this newspaper article is not some sentimental keepsake.
Oh, please, suspecting a suspicious evidence. Police said Saturday, a 1-pound dead about 5 a.m. It's been identified as beef nuts. But it's like these nuts. The police have not released any further details of this.
Looks like I like to wear sunglasses at night.
Text. As is uses for the permanent additional web page you work with peacefully. Please. Seems important.
Real brass knuckles. That's a big departure from my non-lethal weapons collection. Black leather gloves? Wait a second. I'm pen pals with Big Jim Slade? I don't think I like what I'm discovering about the last 7 years.
You have a fax.
artifacts?
Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 Cards to Midnight shop and see if he knows anything. Looks like Archie's back in town. I should check out his 3 Cards to... Archie Ellis is my herbal tea-loving, source for all things alien, supernatural, conspiracy theorist. Or he's just plain crazy. He ran into some trouble with the NSA on my last case. Last I knew, he was hiding out in some tropical locale with a bevy of beauties. I'm surprised he's back in town.
Probably better than the actual book.
Hey, Murphy, how you doing? You okay? I heard you were having some kind of amnesia. You know, most alien abductees always have some sort of memory loss.
Whoever gave me this lump on my head wasn't some midget alien. No offense.
Hello, aliens? We all know they have long arms. Yowza!
You really back off, man, because I swear I will shoot the next person who tries to touch this, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Ouch. Ooh. So, I guess you do need some catching up then. A few months ago, I moved back here from the islands and I opened up this place. And I was hoping that you and I could hang out together like old times, but you haven't been around much.
So I haven't come by with the traditional welcome back fruit basket? I have turned into a bastard.
Sounded like the same Murph to me, making jokes and putting your cigarette out in my herbal tea before I'm done with it.
So, have you heard anything about what I was working on before the aliens got me?
Not yet, but you know I'm always ready to be Robin to your Batman. Without the homoerotic undertones, of course.
What's your ring for that? Oh.
Sorry, Arch, but it's a package deal. If you're gonna be in this with me, you're gonna have to be in all the way.
Dun dun dun.
You had me going there, Murph.
Okay, Boy Wonder. I need you to enter 2 names into the Bat computer. Mason Bowers, Margaret Leonard.
Well, I don't know about Mason Bowers, but Margaret Leonard? She's connected to one of the greatest mysteries of all time. I mean, you know who Nikola Tesla was, right?
Nikola. The cough drop?
Nikola Tesla was a genius. Probably one of the greatest geniuses ever. I mean, it was Tesla, not Marconi, who was the true inventor of the radio. He invented a Tesla coil, the AC electricity, remote control. He even pioneered cryogenics.
So are we almost to the part about Margaret Leonard?
Right. Well, Tesla died in 1943 when the FBI just swooped in and confiscated all his papers and designs. Then in about 2012, all this stuff, the Tesla cash just disappeared. And you want to know who the #1 suspect was?
Margaret Leonard.
No, an FBI agent named Charles Johansson. Now, I know they could never prove that he did it, but then he quits the FBI and joins some Tesla fanatic group called the Tesla Legacy Society, a group dedicated to making the world better through technology. And that's where he meets...
Margaret Leonard?
Bingo! They fall in love, they get married. I think they even had a kid together.
So where's Margaret now?
Not a clue. Johansson died a couple years later, cancer, I think. And after that, Margaret just dropped out of circulation.
So all this happened, what, 37 years ago. I mean, no one's found the Tesla cash since then?
It's one of the great mysteries, the lost inventions of Nikola Tesla.
What's the big deal with the Tesla inventions? I mean, there must be some reason they were never made.
Oh, you ever hear of a little thing called Tunguska?
Have I ever? Picked up a bad case when I was down in Mexico. It's where I learned the phrase, Baños, rapidos, ándale muchachos, vámonos!
Oh, Murph, you're too funny. You know, in 1890s, Tesla conducted an experiment and created a resonance frequency. You know, like a big vibration, and it nearly took out a whole chunk of New York City. And then in the 1900s, he began to work on what he called a teleforce beam. The press called it, a death ray, cooler name. But a few years later in Russia, remote area called Tunguska, something caused an explosion 1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb.
1,000 times greater than the atomic bomb 40 years before we invented it?
But that was the last anyone ever heard of the death ray. Tesla never got funding. Instead, they made him out to be some crackpot, and he was broke for the rest of his life. Some people think the plans for it were part of the Tesla cash. Just think how much someone would pay to get their hands on that.
So many questions.
And I'll never forget what you did tipping me off before that whack job NSA guy could get me. Seems nice. You know me, Murph. Always up for an adventure. As long as I don't have to go anywhere.
I agree with him there.
You like my shop? Kind of like my old one, the Cosmic Connection. But I had to change the name in case, the NSA and all that.
Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. I'll leave you in the safe hands of the Pokemon community. Go ahead and catch some Pokemon while I'm gone. I'm big.
I eat at the Brew and Stew all the time. Yeah, oh, that's the Hollow Babe at the Golden Gate. Yeah, Mojo is warm for her form, or lack thereof, as it were.
That was a weird face.
I actually wouldn't mind forgetting a few years of my own life, mostly my teenage years. He's not very friendly, is he?
No, he's not.
Gosh, you'd think a sidekick would be a little more helpful, huh? My little buddy Mojo works over there. We hang out a lot, but I can't stay there too long. Something makes my eyeballs burn. Don't know about that.
I don't know why I'm asking about the freeze gun anyway. This is after that part is already done.
Donnelly's kind of a mysterious character. He was a private detective Tesla may have hired not long before he died. There's a mention of it in one of Tesla's letters. No, both aliens and ghosts can communicate through their dreams. It's a proven fact.
It's a rock fact.
I've been checking my sources, but no one's heard a thing about her in years. He died like 40 years ago and either left the Tesla cash with Margaret Leonard or somebody else, or he took it to the grave. The Tesla cash is right up there for me. Oh, and the death ray? Well, the name says it all, doesn't it?
As I leave, Archie hands me an old photograph of Margaret Leonard. Maybe someone else on Chandler will recognize her from the picture.
Let's stop by and see Holly for a bit.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Sorry, I don't know a lot of people, except the ones that come in here.
I figured she wouldn't. Nope, there's still just some more locks. I'm happy with their claw in my hand. It hurts like the dickens. The rook, one person that probably actually knows something, is not in.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions?
I'm gonna keep questioning my questions.
I remember her. Sweet little old lady. Used to see her around the neighborhood years ago. Don't remember the last time I saw her.
Still can't believe I'm working with the one and only Tex Murphy. What can I do for you, sir? That's the witch. At least that's what I call her. A couple times I've seen this old lady sneaking around the neighborhood.
Well, she must still be alive. I don't know how that makes sense for the time frame. Alright.
Hey, what can I do for you, Murph?
Louis.
I know you was having bad dreams way back when. But I didn't hear nothing else about him after, you know, the thing with Chelsea happened. Oh, I know this little lady. Haven't seen her around in quite a while, but she used to come in pretty regular. I think she lived at the Ritz, at least for a time. She and Chelsea were real friendly. Pretty sure her name wasn't Margaret Leonard, though. At least that ain't the name she told me.
Fake name? Staying at the Ritz? I forgot about the person who works there. Maybe he can help me with this.
If you were looking for me earlier, I wasn't here.
Well, at least you're here more than Nilo used to be.
And I spend a lot less time in the can.
You recognize the woman in this photo?
Oh, nice. I think I saw her in a playbook from 1996. Is this your girlfriend?
Well, now, if she were my girlfriend, I wouldn't be trying to figure out who she was now, would I? Sheesh.
I'm just kidding about this woman being your girlfriend. She's actually mine. No, I'm kidding again. This is Margaret Leonard. She's had a room here at the Ritz forever. She used to live here, but I haven't seen her in years. So, she may not be here anymore, but she auto-pays her rent. So it's all good.
Any chance you can get me into her apartment?
Not a chance in hell. I let her install her own security system, just like you, except hers is a real one. I can't tell you which apartment it is, but you won't get in without a passcode or a personal invitation. Maybe I could try to help you with something else. Can't help you with that. All I know about her is she's got a room here. I hardly ever see her, so I don't know when she's here and when she isn't. I'll bet she was something back in the day. Way back in the day.
Okay.
I wonder if anyone else on Chandler Avenue has seen Margaret Leonard. It looks like our... Yeah, needs a key. Uh-oh. That doesn't look good. Well, I had this door permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. People thought that was awfully presumptuous of me.
Oh, wait. This phone check was open. We tried that before, taking another hint.
I've been thinking, Murphy, perhaps I should confide something to you.
Oh, this should be good.
You believe Maldonado is spying on you, but it could have been someone else.
Not Margaret Leonard by any chance.
How did you know?
Do the words P.I. mean anything to you?
Margaret may be in grave danger. I've tried to contact her, but to no avail.
Gosh, if only we knew someone with some detective skills. Do you know how to get into her apartment?
No, but she may have left a clue. Some time ago, she left this in my care. It's for you.
For me?
She wanted you to have it in case anything happened. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets. I met Margaret years ago. She was a woman of secrets.
Double dipping on them points.
I have an interest in Tesla collectibles, so yes, I've heard of it. And no, I don't know where you could find it.
Well. Yes, I totally know why that worked.
Why would Margaret Leonard leave me a key?
Number puzzles. Just didn't understand what number I was supposed to be moving to.
Uh-oh. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, they're recommend flowers.
Oh, there's a flower for each month of the year. It's a business card for someone named Count Saint Germain. As I walk in the bathroom, I realize there's something wrong here. Something terribly wrong.
Saints and sinners. Unusual suspects.
Well, I think I found Margaret Leonard. Well, most of her.
A good portion of her. I hope her head doesn't end up in my water cooler. I keep ending up with heads in my water cooler for some reason. Yeah, I got that. Anything else? Six. 1. 614. 9. 6 1 6 1 4 9.
It's a picture of someone named Mantis.
Yeah, right. Let's live in the neighborhood.
It's a business card for someone named Count Saint. It's a picture of someone named Mantis.
I guess we should let people know.
Well, hello, boys.
Mr. Murphy, you need to come with us if you want to live.
Seriously?
Just kidding. What was going on in there? You know the drill.
Why do so many people around you end up dead?
Well, everybody dies eventually.
But not all at once. Did you kill Margaret Leonard?
Oh, yeah. And what happened to her head? Let's see. Behind my ear, yes.
But we keep walking in on you with all these dead bodies. You must be the unluckiest guy in the world.
There's a fact.
Whoever offed Margaret Leonard either hated her guts or was completely bonkers. I mean, why would someone decapitate her?
I don't care why, I just want to know who.
Wait a second, how do we even know it's Margaret Leonard? I mean, maybe that's why they took the head.
Yeah, that might have worked 100 years ago, but now we've got apps for that. We've already got a positive ID.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? I mean, kind of working together, bouncing ideas, sharing information. I mean, what if I said I had some information that might help your investigation?
I'd say you were withholding evidence.
Now, I said I might have something.
No, you said you had something that might help.
Yeah, oops. Look, Danwich, you seem like a stand-up guy, and I know you don't want any vigilantism, so I'll play it by the book. I think I have video that might have been shot by the guy who killed Margaret Leonard. I'm just gonna hand it to you and hope you'll cut me some slack.
It's on your smart, Alex? Let's have it.
The guy in the video's Mason Bowers.
And this is the guy you think was abducted. The problem is there's no evidence of anyone being abducted, so I can't investigate. My hands are tied.
Well, mine, as you see.
I may have seen this guy before on some kind of surveillance video.
A surveillance video, you say?
The video could have shown you in your apartment talking to an elderly lady. There may have been another man there as well, a mutant of some kind, who might have jumped you. The elderly lady, in theory, could have appeared to have injected you when you were restrained. In the ensuing struggle, you might have been knocked out on the fire escape.
And when would Bowers have shown, hypothetically?
Right after you were knocked out, tore through the apartment in pursuit of the old lady.
So everything that I've told you matches up, and we're both looking for Mason Bowers.
Are you familiar with a program called VCT? Vehicle Compliance Tracking. All cars come with sensors that report when one is out of compliance. For example, when you have your right front headlight shot out, if you could access the VCT database, which is illegal and highly inadvisable, you would find a list of all vehicles with the right front headlight shot out. If you could provide more information on the vehicle, you can access an ID and an address from the registration.
Any chance this might have been the vehicle seen in the Maldonado surveillance video?
I gotta get back to work, Murphy. If you got questions, ask them. And then stop wasting my time with this speculative nonsense. I know who Zach Williams is, and who his associates are. I'd advise you to keep your distance. Don't recognize the face. Sorry. That's Margaret Leonard? I'll have to take your word for it. A speeder with a broken headlight on the front passenger side? No idea what you're talking about.
As soon as I got back from the new San Francisco Police Department, I had an urgent message from Rook. It seems Rook had a soft spot for Margaret and wanted to bring her some justice. He told me he had another interested party in the Tesla cache, a Count Saint Germain, who was staying at the Golden Gate Hotel. Maybe he could divulge some answers.
One hears a great deal about Tex Murphy on Chandler Avenue. To what do I owe this pleasure?
Word is you're a big fan of Nikola Tesla, or at least his stuff.
Yes. Your local pawn shop has a remarkably extensive offering of Tesla paraphernalia. Certainly the largest cache I've found this side of Belgrade.
You mind if I ask what your interest is in Tesla?
I gather you're at least somewhat familiar with the story of the Tesla cache? I believe some of the items Rook has were part of the Tesla cache, but he refuses to divulge how he obtained them. I presume from Margaret Leonard, or some third party who got them from her.
Shocking. Rook normally would cut off his right arm if he thought somebody'd buy it.
I've spent many years searching for something. My hope is to find a clue as to its whereabouts in Tesla's letters or journals. But the trail has led me here. Tell me, Mr. Murphy, do you know the name J.T. Donnelly?
Yeah. I mean, I just heard about it, but he was a PI, and he lived around here back in the 1940s.
At the Ritz, in the very room in which you now live. An intriguing connection.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting and maybe a little weird, but it's not a connection.
But it's so much more than that. Back in Donnelly's time, there was a man known as the Sleeping Prophet, Edgar Casey. He made a compelling case for the belief that most of us have lived past lives.
You're losing me.
Come now. You've said on more than one occasion that you felt as if you'd been born a century too late. A man out of time, as it were. Tell me, do you have disturbingly realistic, vivid dreams of another era?
What? You know about my dreams? I must be getting incredibly broad-minded in my old age. So what are you saying? I was J.T. Donnelly in a former life?
We could explore that possibility, but first, have eggs ever appeared in your dreams?
Oh, I love eggs, of course. Poached, over easy, scrambled. I mean, they're certainly nature's wonder food.
There are affordable accommodations in better parts of the city. Something could have been drawing you specifically to the Ritz. Don't you agree?
Yeah, cheap rent. Could you maybe help me out with these memories? Help me interpret these dreams?
If you could find this egg, or even put me on its trail again, I have certain techniques, such as regression and channeling, that could help you recall past events. And, I should add, the egg is worth a fortune, which I would gladly pay.
We talk for a few minutes longer, but I tell him I need to get back to the case. This is way beyond my comprehension. Mystical eggs? Mind regression? Past lives? It's boggling. Margaret spoke of an egg being held by a religious fanatic who prays. Was it the Tesla egg I found in the wall at the Ritz? If so, it would have been there for over 100 years. Does it have some sort of channeling power from the person who possessed it? Well, Mason Bowers is still the key. I need data for the VCT so I can find out who kidnapped him. I better start asking around.
Time for some good old-fashioned detective work. You should talk to potential witnesses and see if they know anything about the suspicious vehicle involved with the abduction.
Let's start with Holly.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? You're talking about the speeder I saw take off after the shooting? What I can tell you for certain is the last 2 digits on the license plate. They were the numbers 6 and 3. Due to my restrictive protocols, I can only confirm that Count Saint Germain is currently a guest at our hotel.
Holly giving the good clues.
You know, Murph, I think we make a great team. What can I do for you? She's dead? And she was living right here for years. How do you always find yourself right in the middle of everything? You have a gift, my friend. He'd go on into these weird trances and talk about past life stuff. Pretty intriguing until you get to where he starts going on about Atlantis. No. That's the most recent photo of Margaret Leonard I could find. Like I said, she's been out of circulation for a while. We were talking about some stuff. Tesla, Romanovs, Fabergé, that sort of thing. He sure seems to know a lot about everything.
Making my way down the street. Asking questions.
Wow, that is crazy what happened to Margaret Leonard. Is everything okay with you and the cops?
Yeah, the cops would love to pin it on me, but I think it's all tied to a Mason Bowers who was abducted outside the Ritz a couple of nights ago. I'm just trying to find anybody who might have seen something.
Oh, well then you probably need to talk to Sapphire.
Sapphire? Sounds like some Greek oracle.
Well, I don't know if she's Greek or not, but she's definitely exotic looking. And she's one of your fellow tenants. Her door's decorated like a French nightmare, but it suits her business. So, if you hear any noises you can't identify, you might want to come back later. Not a clue. It's a damn shame what happened to that little lady. And I'm not crazy about what it did to her apartment either.
Well, this is a nice surprise.
Likewise, and may I say that the neighborhood has become more friendly and more beautiful than I remember.
Thanks, Tex. You know just what to say to please a lady.
Wow, is that a... what kind of contraption is that?
So, what brings New San Francisco's sexiest PI to my door? Business or pleasure?
Let's start with business.
How disappointing. Well, we could use that home gym in there to work off some stress. I'm sure you wouldn't mind a happy ending, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all anybody wants, right? I mean, and they lived happily ever after, that kind of thing?
Fine. You don't want to scratch each other's backs. But what if I don't play ball? Can we still rough and tumble?
Well, Sapphire, don't make me twist your arm.
You can't make me talk.
We can do this the hard way or the easy way.
Excuse me? Are you threatening me? Because if you are, I'd love to see you try the hard way. I'm sorry, Tex. I got carried away. I didn't mean to hurt you. At least not like that. Do you forgive me?
Not until I give you a good, firm interrogation.
I'm all yours, Mr. Murphy.
So many questions.
You're a tough guy who thinks he's above the law. What girl doesn't like to get a little turned on by that kind of man? First, I hear people running around up in your apartment. Then this speeder lands outside. I hear some man yelling and screaming outside the Ritz. Then he runs off with some other people chasing him. After a bit, he comes back and I hear him outside my window. Sounds like he's talking to himself. Then two other guys catch him, shove him into the speeder. Then I hear gunshots and the speeder takes off. It's not the nicest place in town, but you can't beat the price. It's a live and let live kind of place. That's not my kind of store.
I love the way she said that.
What's she got that I don't? I can tell you one thing that I've got that she doesn't. Gets along with everybody. Makes great food.
Accurate.
I only met you a couple years ago, so I don't know what you were like before. But I like what I see now. It ain't just your ass that's bad. So spunky. And I love spunk. That's the guy you think got abducted? I saw him around a few times coming to see you. I thought. That scumbag detective has been watching me for months. Runs the electronics shop, though he's hardly ever there. Rook's one of my best customers. His tastes aren't as old-fashioned as you might think. No idea who that is. But that place will literally kill you. After Clint took over ownership of the Ritz from Nilo, things got a lot better. He even removed all the bugs and hidden cameras.
Nice.
Now, what would I know about that?
She knows something.
That sweet lady used to live here. It looked black, or midnight blue at first, but when the light hit it just right, I could see that it was actually close to sapphire, which, of course, I would remember.
Of course you would.
You do know she's a he, right? With the strength of 10 ordinary men.
Little game, because she's whatever she said she is.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse.
She does definitely have the strength of 10, though.
Yeah, there was a speeder that took off right after the gunshots. Saw it in my rearview mirror. I got a thing for high-end speeders. This was a 48 Pandian. Sweet ride.
I need to find a few more identifying features.
Hello, Murphy. How goes the investigation? I'm quite certain she was on the run from someone or something. I took care of her as much as she'd let me. I'm very sad she's gone.
Somebody Brooke really genuinely cared about.
Interesting fellow. He was particularly interested in anything to do with Nikola Tesla. He mentioned that he stayed at the Golden Gate Hotel. Yes, I'm sure that Margaret's items came from the Tesla cache, though the pieces she gave me to sell weren't nearly as valuable as rumors would have you believe. The speeder that flew away after the gunshots I heard? I'm not sure what type it was, but I did notice that the interior was very unusual. It was all white.
All white interior. Never keep it clean.
Of all the face-melting food joints in all the towns in all the world, you walk into mine. Would if I could.
I didn't think he had anything to say.
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? Big guy? Talks like he should be on the radio. Yeah, he came in the other day. Didn't seem too impressed with my cuisine.
I don't trust anybody that doesn't like Louis food.
So this is the speeder you think took off after those gunshots and the abduction the other day. I do remember seeing a vehicle. I didn't get the license plate or nothing. I just saw it was one of them nice Pandians. The Bi-Turbo XL model.
Well, I finally gather enough data to identify the kidnapped vehicle. It's registered to a company called Cezanne, and the location appears on my map.
Well, looks like I know where I'm going. Let's actually use the map this time.
I check out Say San was smart, Alex, and find out it's some sort of doomsday cult recruiting candidates for a brave new world. And they believe this world will arrive soon. These boys take their schoolwork seriously.
That's a long loop.
Force field blocking the entrance. I wonder if there's a mechanism around here that could turn it off. Well, there's some interesting symbols written on these pillars. Unfortunately, I arrive at Say San and set off every alarm possible. I'm missing a token that would grant me entry inside. I head back to my office to devise a new strategy when I find a fax waiting for me. Someone's been watching over my shoulder, and it's not a comforting feeling.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Oh boy, fax.
Just facts, man. I think we have to tell.
An anonymous informant.
Yep, this is a great idea. Just waiting to meet some anonymous chap who still sends faxes. You know, he probably uses real bullets.
I think you need to be a little more trusting.
Tex, I'm plugged into the internet. The internet! You want me to trust people?
Good point.
Hello, mate.
Slade? How? What? Weren't you in...
Locked up in San Quentin till 2260? No, not me. Good behavior.
Well, I'm glad you've turned over a new leaf. I'm a big fan of forgiving and forgetting. Mostly forgetting.
So what don't you remember?
Just the last 7 years.
So you don't remember everything after you and Chelsea got nicked? Chelsea's brother? The English woman, Juliet? Our little partnership?
Our partnership? Look, I know we just made up, but I think I'd rather lick toilets with my tongue than work with you.
Ah, but you did, Tex.
I did? Which one?
Work with me. And it paid a lot better than licking dunnies. How do you think you made all that money? These past few years have been, shall we say, mutually beneficial. But now it seems the same old Tex, the Boy Scout, is back. That's a problem.
You want to know what's wrong with the Boy Scouts? Not a darn thing.
So you've been helping us track down this precious little egg. First you say you got it, then you say Margaret Leonard stole it. Next thing I know, you turn up at Say San tripping security alarms like some clueless amateur. What the hell was that all about?
For your information, I set those alarms off on purpose, and I don't have to tell you why.
Always got to do everything the hard way, don't you, Tex? This'll get you into say, Sam. Hope you know what you're doing.
Tex Murphy.
I'll give you 24 hours to find that egg. And then I'm gonna come looking for you. And you know I'll find you.
Well, Big Jim Slate is right. This key can get me inside.
Go down all those stairs.
You can be hung over from things other than alcohol. My meeting with Slade left me shivering like I had the DTs. This guy and I were partners over the last 7 years. There's trouble in my soul and it's become as cold as ash. The further I see down the barrel, the more dangerous and diabolical my world becomes. The initiation key? Well, Big Jim Slate is right. Arthur, King of the Britons. Arthur, King of the Britons. Candidates, eh? Well, I hope I'm more successful here than when I applied at them.
Welcome, friend. You are about to begin a journey to an incredible destiny. The successful candidate will become part of an elite aristocracy that will rule a universe beyond imagination. To begin your quest, please set the 7 sacred symbols in their proper place. To begin your initiation to a new destiny.
These must be the silhouettes of the symbols I need to find.
Look, we're a busy cult. We don't have time to deal with every single person. So we automated the test.
Wine, candles, chalice. Who says cults can't be romantic?
Testing area. Another testing area. Living quarters. Bedroom quarters.
Is there a prize inside? Looks like a piece of one of those. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. For these guys, it's more hope of a... This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces.
The symbol has been broken into several pieces.
This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces.
Sorry, the sacred symbol.
Yeah, one summer night I took out half the windows in the neighborhood with a slingshot. Rook still hasn't forgotten. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces. This sacred symbol... It's a slingshot.
There goes my flashlight.
It looks like a piece of one of those symbols. This sacred symbol has been broken into several pieces.
I spy.
It's a magnetic resonator board. It's a magnetic resonator board. Helps reassemble broken pieces.
Let's see if we got all the pieces.
What crime against humanity have you created?
Oh, they left him a place when I have the spot.
The Ankh symbol.
I think this is as far as I ever mentioned.
Well, it's one of the symbols, but it's out of my reach. I won't budge. My guess is I need to find the 7 sacred symbols before these doors will open. Oh, 30-pound brick. Hey, no problem. There are just too many words in books.
It's a very Tex Murphy thing to say.
I won't budge. My guess is I need to find the 7 sacred symbols before these doors will open.
Got one. Nice.
Wine, candles, chalice. Looks like we're ready for Black Mass. Table, lantern, cup, plate. Nothing interesting. Table, lantern, cup, plate. Nothing interesting. This winery was established in 1879. 1879. Nothing useful. Winner, winner.
Yes, I totally understand that.
The Amenta. Pickled egg. This pickled egg must be over 100 years old. It's as hard as a rock.
I gotta admit, sometimes when you play God, things turn out okay.
Well, my trusty slingshot is loaded.
I was kind of expecting a cutscene there.
Crook and flail. Well, that won't work. These wine bottles are stuck. They do move. There must be more to this than meets the eye. Well, maybe I can use this lead pipe to my advantage. Well, what happened? Well, There's got to be some reason this mural was hidden. I better look at it closely. Well, there's got to be some reason this mural was hidden. I better look at it closely. Man, I've been hit so many times in the head with a lead pipe. Maybe this time I could use... That was a waste of time. Maybe try something else. Well, there's got to be some reason this mural was hidden. I better look at it closely.
I'm sure there's something staring me. Only I had a clue.
Now I could use that. Neater.
Neater, pumpkin neater. Three more to go. Someone's gonna have to sell this escape room later.
Amontillado. Do I hear scratching behind these walls? Eh.
Yes, the Amontillado. I'm not touching any of these.
Nothing useful. Nothing useful. Oh, I'm hoping this isn't a chamber pod. Got his own climate control system. It's a Mike and I Camera Candy comic. The Case of the Root Canal. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection back in my office.
Haven't gotten any of those. Except this is where I got stuck last time. There's a massive puzzle in the headhouse.
Got his own climate control system.
It's something with that rock.
ding, ding! We have a winner!
Well, looky here.
I didn't think it'd be.
You still got it, my friend. That might come in handy. Strong rope. Plenty of good seats still available.
Somehow this does not feel like the solution to the puzzle. Nothing shower. I am. Oh yes, I think it's completed.
This is a variation of the ancient Egyptian game of Senet. The goal is to not have more than 2 symbols in each row and column. To move the symbol pieces, I need to click on the symbol piece, then the desired destination. Now here's something you don't see every day. I'm gonna take it. The lotus flower. There are just too many words in books.
Chamber, hall, or lobby next to the outer door of the building. Okay.
Well, Cézanne's located in a winter wonderland. Hiawatha, King of the Britons. Well, Ceysan's located in a winter wonderland.
Trying to catch one. I'm an Ida skip. Let's try that again.
Tip of the fedora to the custodial staff in this joint. Everything's nice and clean. That's a hook. It's my favorite artificial limb. A hook. My favorite artificial limb.
I guess.
Well, now I've got something.
I was about to say something, but I accidentally cut him off.
Hey, a bucket. Well, I know what this is. It's a thing that does that thing. An ibis.
Ibis, Ubis, she, he, they, this.
And now the journey of the symbols begins. Candidates are selected for their superior intelligence and physical attributes. The Ceysan elite will wield a royal authority over the dominions of Earth and beyond. The test to join Ceysan is not without risks. When you cross the threshold, it is literally a journey to the underworld, where either eternal life or eternal death awaits.
Bum, bum, bum.
Who's a good deity?
I guess this platform's where I go to take the tests.
ledger puzzle.
You have passed this test. Proceed to the next chamber.
Nice doggy.
The path through the afterlife is difficult. You are required to pass a series of locations guarded by supernatural creatures.
Yeah, I have no clue what's going on there.
Stay. Stay. Very good.
What a good boy.
Three mighty pharaohs have reached the underworld and must travel across the River Nun. Each has been given his own guide, but each pharaoh objects to his guide crossing with another pharaoh, unless he himself is present. They also object to leaving their guides with the pharaoh on the other side of the river. Arrange their passage. But remember, though the boat holds two people, one must bring it back for the other to use.
Entombed down here in the center of the earth.
Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. It's the symbol of the sun. The light is yellow. Each statue represents one element, earth, water, or the sun. I need to make sure that the light emitting from each statue reflects the element the statue represents. Afterwards, I need to align the lights emitting from the statues to the symbols carved on the tomb in the center of the room. It's the symbol of the sun. The symbol of the earth. It's the symbol of the water.
praise is lavished upon you, the newest member of the aristocratic class. The seisan is the lotus flower, a symbol of rebirth in Egyptian mythology. You will now undergo a period of mind conditioning for the next 3 months, where thought patterns will be restructured for complete obedience to our cause. After, you will become a pure disciple of Seisan, worthy of leadership in the new order.
I'll bet this is where they're keeping Mason Bauer since security is so tight. I better be careful to stay in the shadows. My guess is this isn't some fancy detox center. 4 or 5 crates, all addressed to Charles Foster Kane. Four or 5 crates, all addressed. The armoire is locked. I'll need to find a key. I'll need a security card to get inside the headmaster's office.
Well, you're dead. Good thing you saved your game. Wait, you did save your game, right? Because there's no way I'm going through all that again.
Serenity. This must be Mason Bauer's room, and it's got security lights on. I'm toast if I walk into that. This is the door to the headmaster's office, and it's locked. Looks like the translator's ambitions are the same. Rebirth. Wisdom.
On my list of preferable ways to go, this is definitely not one of them.
I didn't see that coming.
Authority. Peace. Obedience. I need to find 7. I bet this is where they store things. Purity. Four or five crates, all addressed to Charles Foster Kane. The armoire's locked. I'll need to find a key. I'll need a security card to get inside the headmaster's office. This must be Mason Bauer's room, and it's got security lights on. I'm toast if I walk into that.
Room I can go into. Here.
4 or 5 crates and barrels, barrels and crates.
No, guys, I got a flashlight too.
You again? How many times do I have to bail you out?
I think we need a hint now.
Security key. You bet your sweet bit. That's a security badge. I'll need a security card to get. Looks like we've got one mask missing. Mike and Ike Hammer Candy Comic. The Case of the Not-So-Thin Man. I'll put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Looks like an armoire key. Candle, couple of books. A bookmark. A simple bookmark. Oh. It's a bookmark. It's a key.
Booga booga booga. Booga booga booga. Booga booga booga.
Bam! Looks like we got ourselves another secret room. This is Mason Bauer's cell. I need to find all 7 letters for this sign.
Bowers? Mason Bowers. Anybody home?
Bowers?
Yeah, you don't remember anything, do you? I'm gonna have to bring something back to cut you out of here.
No. They told me.
I'm scared. Yeah, I'm scared too. But these people, they're trying to hurt you. I'm here to help you, okay? But to do that, I need your help. Look, have you got anything? Anything at all that I can use? Anything in your pockets?
Just this.
Yeah, those are nice. I need them.
Those are mine.
Relax. Stay here. Those are mine. Yeah, I'll be back, and you have a great day.
Those are mine. Those are mine. Dave! 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 Come back here! What did you do? Dave! Those are mine! Dave! You come back here! You come back!
Seeing Bauer so unbalanced and paranoid was not a real confidence builder on what the future had in store for me. I'm dealing with something far beyond my level of expertise, and I need some professional advice from my new best friend, Dr. Kate Donahue.
Glad to see you're still alive.
Just what my mom used to say.
So your test results came back. Have you ever been in the military or undergone any behavioral therapies?
Well, one of my exes tried to put me in obedience school. Does that count?
Back around 2020, a controversial therapy was developed, initially to help victims of trauma. It was known as a trance inducer. Nanites were used to target specific memories, blocking brain signals, essentially erasing the traumatic memories. The military started to use it to treat post-traumatic stress. But then they and other government agencies discovered more off-label purposes.
And somehow it's ended up in my system.
Whoever injected you coupled it with a verbal cue, a trance key. It's a phrase spoken to trigger a response. To restore your memory, you need an antidote serum known as a trance interrupter, and then the trance key.
So, let's see. All I have to do is find a rare and expensive serum, and then speak a phrase that's been completely blocked from my memory.
That's the bad news. But if you get the serum and your key, your recall should be strong as ever.
Let's check your recall, Doc. Can you answer a few questions for me?
Let's just keep this professional, shall we? I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded.
Didn't I ask her about these things last time?
I believe he runs a diner over by Telegraph Hill. I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this. I've checked around, and it's not stocked by any medical facilities.
I mean, at least you checked. Right?
You'll need your trance key to restore your memory, and the only way you'll find it is to get it from the person who injected you with the trance inducer.
I think she's dead, though.
I have no idea what the trance key might be, of course, but it would likely be a short, fairly unique phrase.
Before I return to Ceysan, I'll need a laser blade to cut Bowers free, the trance interrupter serum, and its trance key.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
This looks interesting. Probably a book on how to map out.
Mr. Murphy, please tell me you have news about Mason.
He's being held at a place called Ceysan, which is some crazed cult where the lunatics are in charge. I'm not going to alert the police because they might dispose of Mason. I think I better handle this myself.
But why would you put yourself in so much danger?
Because someone's taken 7 years of my life from me and I want it back. If there's a way I can discover what happened and somehow restore my memories, I'll take that chance.
Well, I hope you do get that chance. My name is Thompson Alt. I'll get back with you soon. Good luck, Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, at least he's trustworthy now. And there's no head in my water bottles. Before we start asking questions, let's make use of those cards we just picked up and head to the beach house.
Before I return to Ceysan, I'll need a laser blade to cut Bowers free, the trance interrupter serum, and its trance key. Man, this is a nightmare. I fly back to the beach house to see if the cards Mason had on him can be used here. When I arrive, there's a familiar face waiting at the door, looking for an update.
You found Mason. Is he okay?
Well, physically, but mentally he's had a taste of his own medicine and it doesn't suit him.
Where is he?
It's a place called Ceysan, and I can't tell whether he's being held for his own protection or against his will.
So, what do we do now? If we don't know why he's there, we shouldn't get the police involved, right?
Yeah, these boys play for keeps. I'm afraid if we break in on him, Mason may disappear for good.
You said you don't think he knows who he is. What does that mean?
He's been shot up by something called the trance inducer. And if we don't get Mason's memory back, all three of us may be stuck at this dead end.
I'm so grateful you're doing this. I don't know who else I could turn to. I still care for Mason, but we haven't been close in a long time. You seem so tough and self-reliant.
Well, being a PI is a very rough business.
Isn't the rough business always more exciting? Maybe when Mason is back to his normal state and out of danger.
Look, I'm no hero. I'm doing this to get my memory back. But perhaps later we could talk about this.
Perhaps is so full of possibilities. Is there a more intriguing or tantalizing word?
No.
Perhaps. But right now I've got to find something to help me get Mason out of Ceysan.
I'll leave you to it. Good luck, Tex. I've got to go. But you know how to get a hold of me if there's anything you need.
You know the lady's throwing themselves at me. Come on, Tex. Get your head in the game.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. These women, why are they interested in you?
Maybe you need to get your optical sensors checked.
Wow, between Ariel, Taylor, and the look Mojo is giving you, I'd say losing 7 years has done wonders for your charisma. Hey, have you considered wiping a few more? Oh, and that was a nice catsuit, by the way. Can we pick up one in my size?
Well, these baseball cards may open the drawer in Mason. This must be the trance interrupter medication. And there's only one dose. This is trance interrupter serum, the only thing that can bring back memories. And there's only dosage for one person. If I use it on Mason, maybe you can tell me where more serum.
That's a good point. If there's new dialogue options, will it go around with a hidden? Or is it? Probably just head straight to the opening shot.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Can't help you there. Does not compute. Seriously, can't help you there. Does not compute. Seriously, can't help you there.
I used to love the game of Twisty until I realized it's true. Fool me once, rubber spaghetti, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Seriously, we are the dynamic duo, don't you think?
Well, certainly the boy wonder.
So what have you come up with? Don't know about that.
Pardon me.
No. No.
Perhaps I've been wrong about you, Murphy. What can I do to help? No. Next. Are you going to ask me about everything you've ever heard of?
Probably.
What is that?
It's a laser blade. It's a blade made of laser.
Still can't believe I'm working with the one and only Tex. Don't know. No can do. Don't know.
Whatever you need, Mike. Just ask.
Alright, I got 3 things I need.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't recognize it.
It's alright. Look at the laser blade.
Sorry, Mike. I ain't got nothing that fancy here.
Well, at least you know what it is.
Always happy to help out my best tenant. Let me think. No. Nope. Not a clue.
Well, I mean, there's always weird stuff going on in this place over here. Maybe she has one.
Having a detective hanging around isn't exactly great for business, Tex. I'm gonna have to start charging you. Keep this up, and I need to start charging you.
You just told me that.
Sounds like a roofie. I want my clients wide awake. I've got some whips, chains, handcuffs, that kind of thing. But nothing like a laser blade.
Although, I think I've given her ideas. Well, enough rumming around. I haven't looked at this place.
Closed. Yeah, this building's been a lemon for anyone who's tried to open a business here.
I was gonna say the electronic shop probably has one.
More questions? Why you gotta keep coming back with more questions?
We gotta keep questioning my questions.
Sorry. I don't know if this has anything to do with this trans key you're talking about, but after that 48 Pandian flew off, I circled back. I took a quick look around and saw a fresh hypo on the ground along with a few cards. I grabbed them. If you want them, just don't tell the cops I gave them to you.
Huh. I thought it was gonna give me laser blades.
You think we got something that expensive here? And you know you gotta have a license to carry one, right? Look, I have one of my own. I'll give it to you. But only if you swear that it squares us up.
No.
These 4 of clubs cards were found scattered all over the alleyway by Zach after the abduction. I think Bauer's trance interrupter key may be the phrase 4 of clubs. This laser blade can help me free Mason Bowers from Ceycen.
Yes, back to say so. If I don't say so myself.
Mason, how are you today? How's everything going here at the camp?
4 clubs. 4 clubs. 4 clubs, Mason. Come on, wake up. Come on, don't be deaf, dumb, and stupid. Please, Mason, wake up. That's it. Come on.
Tex, where are we?
We're in Ceycen, and we gotta move fast.
Is that the trans interrupter? What have you done?
Brought you back from Zombieland. These guys wiped your memory.
No, they didn't. I did!
What? Why the hell would you do that?
Oh, God. Now they can find out everything I know. How could you do this?
Oh, well, maybe because I want my memory back. Your friend said you're the only one who could help.
My friend?
Yeah, the one who came for the cryo chamber.
So he has it. The cryo chamber's safe?
Yes, he has it. So where do I get more serum? There was only 1 dose in your safe. And what the hell's my trance key?
Margaret injected you. She's the only one who could have helped you.
Yeah, and she's dead. And I'm pretty sure her head was the main ingredient in that soup can of yours. Why'd you cut off her head?
I didn't. It was Maldonado. I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah, well, don't mince words, because it was your idea.
Margaret double-crossed us. She came up with her own plan, but I think we stopped her before she could give it to the translator.
Well, you don't come across as totally insane.
She knew things, but she'd given up hope. However, some of us still believe. It wasn't fair of her to take those things to the grave. And I have the technology to tap what's inside her memories. Even after death.
Well, I stand corrected. You are insane.
You were in on it with us. We were all looking for the Tesla egg. But you're the one who found it in the wall of your apartment. I was still working from the inside, letting you all know what the translator was doing. By then, Margaret had stolen the egg and disappeared. I was afraid she switched sides, so
I heard Maldonado do surveillance on the Ritz, hoping she'd show up.
Yeah, and she did. She and that big mutant came by and injected me.
I caught up to her at the door of her apartment. All I wanted to do was talk, but she clutched her chest and collapsed. Dead before she hit the floor. Decapitation was the last resort.
So when does the abduction come in?
I called Maldonado just when the translator's henchmen arrived. Maldonado brought the cryo chamber while I created a diversion. While they were chasing me, he did the deed. Then I used the transinducer on myself. We'll rendezvous with my friend. We gotta find that egg before the translator does.
All right, but let's swing by and get your wife, too, because she's been worried sick about you.
My wife? I don't have a wife.
Very good, Tex. You continually impress.
The cryo chamber. It holds your answers. Don't let him find it.
Welcome back, Tex. You certainly have a gift for making things interesting.
Yeah, it's a gift that just keeps on giving.
I assume you have no idea who we are.
Well, let me just save some time here. I have no memory of you or anything else since this bastard here shot me and my girlfriend 7 years ago.
Yes. Margaret made sure of that, didn't she? Willing to die just to keep you out of the equation, undermining me at every turn, right up until the end.
I need to know one thing. Did you kill Chelsea?
You could say that.
Don't move.
It's a long story, Tex. Maybe some other time.
Just tell me what happened to Chelsea.
Dalton, would you please answer Tex's question?
My pleasure. We'd stolen your speeder, of course. After I sedated you and Chelsea, you were taken to a place where we could search your memories for leads to Margaret Leonard's whereabouts. When that failed, I staged Chelsea's death, attempting to draw Leonard out of hiding. We left identifiable DNA inside your burned-out speeder.
Which, incidentally, was uninsured.
Leonard didn't fall for it, unfortunately. Eventually, we let Chelsea go, and I never saw her again.
This was all before I returned. I've never seen Chelsea.
I haven't seen her either, as far as you know.
So what was Chelsea's connection with Margaret Leonard?
It doesn't matter now. Margaret's dead. Just like the man I used to be.
And you are?
I am the translator.
Is translating your profession or a hobby?
It is my mission and my destiny.
Well, I guess that makes 1,000,002 questions that I have. Everything would be a lot easier if you just unlocked my memory.
I would if I could, Tex, believe me. Unfortunately, Margaret took your trance key to her grave.
What? I'm supposed to believe that I'm on your guys' side for whatever's going on here?
That's right. We're all in this together.
We united in a common goal. It was a goal Margaret and I used to share many years ago. But she lost hope after I died.
You're Johansson? Margaret Leonard's husband? The FBI agent who stole the Tesla cash?
I am. And I did. But when I learned what we'd taken from Tesla and buried in our vaults, what amazing technologies he had to offer the world, it became my dream to complete his work. But then I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I had little time left, so we decided that I should be preserved in a cryogenic state in hopes that a cure could be found someday.
But now you're here, alive again. So who's the one who brought you back?
Margaret refused. She said it wasn't safe yet. I tried to pressure her, and she disappeared.
In the end, it was Mason who completed the reanimation.
So what's it like?
Indescribable. I saw eternity.
I think you went a little crazy.
And I returned with a renewed sense of purpose. I finally saw the true vision of Tesla's work.
So if Mason brought you back, why did he turn against you?
Margaret can be very persuasive. I think she convinced Mason that my work was too risky. But she couldn't convince you, Tex.
I'm a little lost here. Why do you need me?
Margaret held one last piece of the puzzle. The Tesla egg. It is the nucleus of the atom. Without it, the spirit radio has little effect. But with it, the veil between living and dead will vanish. And we will all exist within the immortal coil.
It doesn't sound good.
We have work to do. You're free to go, Tex.
These guys must be playing some kind of mind trick on me. This has got to be a setup of some kind.
Tex, buddy, I'm afraid I haven't been totally straight with you. But over the last 7 years, you have become a lying, womanizing, duplicitous, two-timing cutthroat who plays both sides against the middle for money, and is partners with the gentleman who just left the room. I thought you could just walk away from the person you'd become, but I see that fate may have something else in mind.
Blah, 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 Lost in translation.
After I returned from Ceysan, I called Alt to tell him Mason Bowers had taken a 40-foot leap. The guy was so broken up, he hung up the phone. I'm not sure if Bowers' death ended Alt's interest in this whole sorry mess, but my gut tells me I'll need his help if I'm ever going to solve this case. I decided to visit St. Germain to find more information about the Tesla egg.
So, how goes the investigation? I don't suppose you have any news regarding that egg we talked about?
Well, everybody's talking about the Tesla egg, but I think I've got a lead on it.
Ah, the egg of Columbus, the copper egg. Unveiled by Tesla at the Chicago World's Fair in 1893, it was the very heart of a small prototype that, some say, would become his most notorious invention.
But you seem underwhelmed, and that's not good.
You know the story of Tunguska?
Well, I do now.
If you believe, as many do, that the Tunguska explosion was caused by the Tesla death ray, and you believe that the Tesla egg is a core component of the death ray, well, then the egg would be of immense fortune. Tell me, what do you believe, Mr. Murphy?
I believe you know a lot more than you're telling me.
Are you familiar with Paradise Lost?
Isn't that one of those resorts for swingers?
Paradise Lost is a poem about the great divide in heaven when Lucifer was cast out. After his banishment, Lucifer swore revenge and created an army of his own. He and his followers waited in darkness for their chance to strike back at the god who cast them out. After a 3-day battle against the faithful angels, the forces of evil were banished from heaven for all eternity.
Oh, I like it when the good guys win.
Yes. But what if the war were not over? What if Lucifer had not been defeated but lay in wait, preparing for his chance to overthrow heaven?
Well, debating hypothetical fairy tales is a little nerdy for me.
Look at the world around you. Did heaven win the battle? Man has created hell on earth. And the longer man exists, the further he descends from the wisdom and discernment needed to overcome the darkness. At his core, he is a grasping, clawing, foolish creature, willing to commit any sin to appease his base and greedy nature.
I thought I was jaded. You really think we're as bad as all that?
There are still some who give me hope. You, I'm not sure about. Your role, whether for good or evil, has yet to be determined.
He's not so bad. Does he have the egg?
No, my dear. Entirely the wrong egg. An interesting trinket, to be sure, but not the egg I'm searching for.
Well, if it isn't Ariel Bowers. You know, I hope I pronounced that correctly because Bowers doesn't have a wife.
Great work, Detective. How long did that take to figure out?
Not long after Bowers told me.
I have to confess, I haven't been totally honest with you on some things.
Just some?
I didn't know who you were when you first interrupted my own search of Bowers' place.
And what were you doing there?
I work for an organization you wouldn't have heard of. We're based out of St. Petersburg.
In Florida.
Russia.
How about you?
I don't work for anyone. Just the greater good. And my own little passions, of course. Ariel and I have crossed paths on several occasions. This time we seem to have some objectives in common, so we pooled our resources.
Yeah, I'm well familiar with Ariel's resources. How common are your objectives and mine?
That depends. You the kind of man who lets innocent people die?
Not normally, no.
You've heard of the Tesla Legacy Society. At one time, it had a membership of hundreds. After Charles Johansson died, the numbers dwindled. Some time ago, all those people vanished without a trace. I had hoped to find some answers from Bowers.
Oh, I got news for you. He's not dead. He's back.
He's the translator, I presume.
The one building the immortal coil. You say you like it when the good guys win? You plan on doing anything about that?
Oh, sure. Leave it to me, as always. What are you two gonna do about it?
This is not my battle to fight.
He knows me. I won't be able to get close to him like you can.
You shall have to find the Tesla egg first. Of course.
Great. I didn't even think of that. Well, if you don't have any more helpful tips...
Until we meet again, Mr. Murphy. And something tells me we will.
Until next time. Kiss for luck. You'll need it.
After visiting with St. Germain, the former Mrs. Bowers invites me to a place called the Resort and says she has information to exchange.
Well, well. If it isn't Dudley Do-Right. Caught me red-handed.
And if it isn't Natasha Vitale, you and Boris Barinov have certainly pulled a fast one on me.
Saint Germain isn't part of this. He's a collector looking for the Fabergé egg. I'm an agent looking to infiltrate the translator.
Oh, so now you're a secret agent. What's next? Gonna be a pirate?
No, I really am. The organization I work for, you couldn't pronounce it, but in English it's called the White Guard. We've been monitoring the translator for years. We've had our eye on you as well. So are you going to interrogate me? I have so much to confess.
Oh, I'm sure you do. You seem to know a lot about this immortal coil thing.
I'll be honest. I need your help, Tex. And I can help you. But I had to find out where your loyalties were.
So, what is it you think we can do for each other? I mean, other than the obvious.
That's why we're here, together, alone. I hope you don't mind I took the liberty of ordering some food. Should be here any minute. I thought we could have a bite, get to know each other a little better.
Said the spider to the fly.
I told you, Tex, I've had my eye on you for a while. And as you know, I'm not married. Who knows what lies ahead?
What lies ahead? That may be the truest thing you've ever said to me.
It's a rough world out there. Any of us could be dead tomorrow. I live in the moment. And right now, I want that moment to be with you.
Ariel, I have any number of reasons to keep you at arm's length. But right now, I just need one. There's a woman that I care about. I might even be in love with her. And until I know for sure, I can't afford to live in the moment, no matter how gorgeous or enticing that moment might be.
I know things you might want to know.
I'm sure that you do. But if they come with strings attached, I'm not interested.
Okay, I promise. No strings attached. That must be the food. I'm just going to change real quick.
No changing.
Hey, cowboy. I was hoping I'd find you here.
Taylor, it's so good to see you, but boy, am I pushed right now. You know, maybe we could talk tomorrow over breakfast.
I'm thinking a massage, a can of Red Bull to get you back into fighting shape. I'm sure you can go at least a couple rounds.
Okay, there's a woman in my bathroom.
Oh. Why is there a woman in your bathroom?
Ready to eat?
Well, I guess you can ask her yourself.
I'm famished.
I hope you ordered enough for 3.
So is this her?
This is Taylor. We're getting back together.
Who was that?
Who knows? She said she was Mason Bauer's wife, but she wasn't.
Interesting outfit.
I think she may have been trying to seduce me.
And why did she slap you?
Well, obviously, she didn't succeed.
I'm glad. So what do you want to do now?
Well, we have food coming and wine chilling.
Oh, I've got a lot of catching up to do. Sounds like a perfect way to start.
Taylor's something special, and I don't want to lose her. There's a magic she has. She's so accepting, and she puts me at ease. I used to believe Chelsea was the perfect one for me, but time and circumstances change, even if you don't want them to. As hard as you try, you can't go home again. Me and Taylor head back to my office on Chandler, where she insists on being brought up to speed on the case. That's good.
It's horrible what happened to Mason. And this is gonna sound terrible, but now he's gone, how are we ever gonna get your memory back?
Well, something tells me my memory may end up being the least of our worries here.
So if I've got this right, Dalton got Mason to thaw out Joe Hansen, who came back after 30 years with a few screws loose, calling himself the translator. And now he's building something called the Immortal Coil, which requires the spirit radio and the Tesla's egg, whatever that is. Do you really believe all that stuff about the radio and being able to contact this woman?
I don't know. You told me yesterday that Charles Johansson could come back from the dead. I wouldn't have believed that either, except I saw him with my own eyes. This is worth a try. I just need to find out what Margaret did with the egg.
Maybe you can pick her brain. Sorry, that's mean.
Who knows? Maybe that's why they cut off her head. I mean, Maldonado and Bowers both died protecting it, keeping it away from the translator, so maybe there's a way to tap into Margaret's memories directly from her brain. I don't know how else her head would have anything to do with the spirit radio or the Immortal Coil.
Well, cowboy, before you get too crazy, you might want to follow up on a lead I found for you. Called in some favors and found information on a property listed outside the city in Margaret Leonard's name. I thought we could go check it out. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Well, in order for me to get lucky, nothing unlucky has to happen to you, so
I'm going by myself.
God, I love your tough guy shtick. You may just get lucky before, during, and after.
So who is Margaret Leonard really? Is she a modern Dr. Mengele experimenting on damaged human beings for her own gratification? And why is she the critical key to my world over the last 7 years? My head's still spinning when I spot the location 200 feet below me.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Of course, I've always got a bad feeling about this. Could you just go ahead and place me in a hard case?
We're at a new location to explore, a lot of new stuff to do. I think this is the time to for the day and get myself something nice. I'm starving. Alright, everybody. It's been fun. Let's save. And let's call it a day. Till next time.